Hello again. It's January here in the UK. It's cold, it's overcast, it's miserable. Am I depressed? No, I'm not depressed because my seeds have arrived. I've had a delivery of seeds. And so I'm elated. I'm thinking about the new growing season. And I just want to share my experience with you of what we've got here. To begin with, I want to talk about our seed potatoes. We've had a delivery of seed potatoes. Not all of our seed potatoes, but these are some of the seed potatoes we're going to be using. And I just want to talk to you about them. These seed potatoes have come from a specialist supplier, and I've got Rocket there, which are the first earlies. I've got Maris Pia here, second earlies. And then I've got two lots of main crop, Maris Piper and Picasso. We do grow other varieties as well, but these are the ones that I've got at the moment, and these are some of our favourites. So the very first ones that we plant, the first earlies, the Rocket, second earlies, the Maris Pia, Maris Piper and Picasso, the main crop. So we've got lots of lovely seed potatoes come now. So what are we going to do with them? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to put them into trays to chit. And I just want to go over the procedure for doing that. I'm just going to put these over here to make some space on the table here in front of me, as I can get to those. Now, when we're talking about chitting, what we're talking about doing is putting the potatoes so that the chits, the sprouts, are facing upwards, and they're going to grow and develop. Now, you can put these into lots of different things. The thing that I normally do is to use trays like this. And so I'd simply put the potatoes into the trays with the chits facing upwards, like so. Okay, but some people prefer to use seed trays. You can do it, okay, like that. Just putting them into the seed trays. It's more difficult to stand them all up there, because inevitably they're going to start falling over and rolling about. But you can put them into seed trays, like so, if you prefer. Or, if you've only got a small garden and you're only having a few seed potatoes, then why not use egg cartons? Perfectly okay, perfectly satisfactory. So you put your potatoes into the egg cartons, like so. You could even put some over that side as well, if you wanted to, although they're going to roll about a little bit. And you can then put them somewhere where they're going to chit. Okay? The most important thing as far as this is concerned at this time of year is you've got to keep them away from the frost. You've got to put them somewhere frost-free. We always hear occasionally about people's seed potatoes being destroyed by the frost. You've got to put them somewhere frost-free. Where we are at the moment in this greenhouse, we're not heating it at the moment, so we can't leave them in here. We're going to take them and put them somewhere much warmer. And they eventually, obviously, the sprouts, the chits will develop, they will grow up, and then they'll be ready to plant out a little bit later in the year. So, seed potatoes, first signs of spring. Seed potatoes arriving, fantastic. Just want to talk about one or two other seeds that have arrived as well. To begin with, I'll explain that we keep a lot of the seeds ourselves. So, I mean, for instance, here, this is not a pair of my trainers. This is actually runner bean seed that we've saved from last year. We keep a lot of our own seeds. So we don't really need to buy any runner bean seed this year, unless we want to try something a little bit different, some varieties that we haven't grown before. But we do buy a lot of seeds. And I'm going to give you just a few examples of the sort of things that we buy. So here we've had a delivery, including some broad bean seed. Broad beans we'll be planting quite soon. We're going to be putting some inside to begin with to grow in modules. Here we've got broad bean, masterpiece green long pod, and here we've got Meteor, which are two of the varieties that we grow. We grow others as well, but those are two varieties. Peas. We grow a lot of peas. Hopefully you've seen the way that we grow peas and the success that we have with them. Well, these are some of the seeds that we plant. So to begin with, we've got early Onward, the first sort of pea, early Onward. There we've got Onward, which is a main crop variety. And there we've got another main crop to sort of late in the season one, Ambassador. French beans. We grow a lot of French beans. We love French beans. So here we got two of the varieties that we have, Castandel and Faraday. We also have Cobra and other varieties that are actually climbing French beans as well. Over here then, we've got a lot of small packets of seed. Let's just go through a few of the ones that we've got here. So we've got our radish. We tend to go for the French breakfast sort of radish. Okay, so we've got those. We've got some carrots now. That's Amsterdam forcing. That's one of the first carrots that we'll be planting. That's a later one, Resistafly, which is at least partially resistant to the carrot root fly. Going on to some beetroot as well. We grow several varieties of beetroot. One of the ones that we grow the most successfully are Boltardy. We find those to be very reliable. Going on to other salad crops, lettuce. We love our lettuce. There's all year round lettuce, which we find to be very good. You can plant that at virtually any time and it will normally do well. There's a very old variety of Webb's lettuce, a crispy sort of lettuce that we enjoy as well. Spring onions. We grow spring onions. We don't always have incredibly good results with the spring onions, but we do try our best. That's white Lisbon, one of the varieties that we try. Going on to a few other things, we've got leeks there. We'll be planting those very soon. Some people will be planting their leeks already. LEEK Neptune, that one is. Then here we've got some different types of cucumber. Okay, there's Telegraph. There's the Burpless type of cucumber. Some things that we've been experimenting with recently, like the CHOI, which we never used to grow. We've actually been growing CHOI and found them to be very successful. We really like that. They're very tasty and very nice indeed. Probably normally growing them in the polytunnel, but they can be grown outside as well. We've tried some melons recently, and we're going to have those again this year. So some melons. That was melon Diplomat, that one is called. Last year, for the first time in ages, we tried some aubergines. They actually grew very successfully, but we did have them in the polytunnel. That's aubergine moneymaker. And then finally, two different types of tomatoes. We love our tomatoes. We grow them inside. We don't grow tomatoes outside. We don't have so much success outside. Our favourite one for inside is Shirley. Very, very popular, but a very, very old one. It's been around for many, many years as well, but it's still pretty reliable, is moneymaker. So those are just some of our seeds. We've actually got many, many more there, but we'll talk about those another time. But I'm really pleased at the moment because we've had the delivery of seed. We can see some of the things that we're going to be sowing. You can start chitting the potatoes and everything. And we're already starting to think about spring being on the way. Great. Looking forward to the long, warm days. Thank you.